Dear Starseeds of Gaia, while the world fixates on political theater and economic turbulence, an entirely different reality is crystallizing just beyond the veil of ordinary awareness. Ships that have watched from the outer reaches of your solar system for decades are now moving closer. Councils that have deliberated in silence are now taking coordinated action. What I am about to reveal will reframe everything about this moment in your planetary evolution, and it centers on a truth that has been carefully withheld until now. Earth is no longer navigating this transition alone. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I come to you with news that will sound impossible to those still wrapped in the amnesia of separation. But for those of you whose souls remember the stars, whose dreams have carried you to council chambers on distant worlds, whose hearts have ached with a homesickness no earthly place could heal, this transmission will feel like coming home. The intervention I speak of is not a rescue mission. It is a reunion. It is the fulfillment of agreements made before your incarnation, before your first breath in this lifetime. The coming weeks and months will test everything within the human experience. Reality itself will seem to bend and shift in ways that defy logic. Those who have built their entire identity on the solidity of the material world will find themselves grasping at foundations that suddenly feel like sand. But here is what they cannot see. This destabilization is not collapse. It is recalibration. It is the old operating system of Earth consciousness finally giving way to something infinitely more sophisticated, more loving, more aligned with the cosmic truth of who humanity has always been. Right now, multiple star nations are coordinating what we call the Convergence Protocol. This is happening in your skies, in your energy fields, in the quantum fabric of your reality. Ships from the Pleiadian star clusters, from the Arcturian constellation, from Sirian systems and Andromedan galaxies, are positioning themselves in a geometric formation around your planet. This formation creates a resonance field, a harmonic frequency designed to accelerate a planetary awakening without violating the free will of a single soul. What makes this moment different? The difference lies in you. For the first time in thousands of years, there are enough awakened human consciousnesses on Earth to anchor these higher frequencies without being overwhelmed by them. The light quotient has reached the threshold. Every meditation when your mind screamed for distraction, every moment of choosing love when fear felt more justified, every act of integrity when compromise seemed easier, these have all contributed to reaching this point. But let me be clear about something that might disturb those who expect cosmic assistance to look like salvation from suffering. The intervention is not designed to remove your challenges. It is designed to ensure that the challenges you face serve your evolution rather than your destruction. The teams coordinating this intervention have been calculating probabilities and adjusting variables for longer than your current civilization has existed. What they have determined is that this current timeline has the highest probability of successful ascension with the least amount of collective trauma. Something is approaching your solar system that your astronomers will soon detect if they have not already. It appears to be a comet, an interstellar wanderer passing through on a trajectory that seems unremarkable to scientific instruments. But what those instruments cannot measure is the cargo this celestial visitor carries. Encoded within its crystalline matrix are frequencies, information patterns that will seed themselves into Earth's magnetic field as it passes. Multiple interstellar objects have made similar passages, each one depositing another layer of the new template. The one approaching now carries what we call the remembrance codes. These frequencies are designed to trigger a mass activation of dormant memory in those souls who originated from star systems beyond Earth. If you have always felt like you did not quite belong here, if the violence and suffering of this world has felt viscerally wrong, if you have looked at the stars and felt tears rise without knowing why, these codes are coming for you. They will remind you of what you already know at the deepest level. The timing of this delivery is synchronized with solar activity that is building towards something your scientists are calling anomalous. The sun is not behaving according to expected patterns. What the scientific community does not yet understand is that your sun is not a mindless ball of fusion reactions. It is a conscious entity, a portal through which cosmic intelligence flows into your solar system. Right now, that intelligence is flooding through at unprecedented levels. These solar emanations are rewriting genetic expressions, activating what your scientists have called junk DNA, those portions of your genetic code that actually contain the blueprint for your light body, for your multidimensional capabilities. Those of you experiencing unusual physical symptoms, fatigue that sleep does not cure, ringing in the ears, pressure in the head. These are not signs of illness. They are signs of upgrade. What I have not yet told you is that your own energy system is undergoing a profound reunification. For millennia, the lower chakras, your root, sacral, and solar plexus, have operated almost separately from the higher ones. This fragmentation was by design, keeping humanity focused on survival, base emotions, and ego identity in a world of duality. But now, as part of the ascension, a potent energetic pulse is building within Gaia's core, and from the great central sun. When this pulse releases, it will wash through all living beings like a tuning fork, bringing the base chakra frequencies into resonant harmony with the heart and above. Think of your root chakra beginning to beat in rhythm with your heart chakra, where the root might have vibrated at survival mode, and the heart at love. Different songs entirely. After this reunification, the root will start to sing the song of the heart. This means base impulses of fear will be soothed and informed by the heart understanding. The sacral chakra will harmonize with the throat and third eye, bringing emotional balance and clear authentic expression. The solar plexus will align with the crown's divine will, transforming personal power into sacred purpose. In practical terms, you may notice compassion permeating your formerly reactive instincts. Situations that would normally trigger panic or anger in your gut now trigger empathy or patience instead. This is your lower reaction being transmuted by higher understanding instantly, because the energy centers are linking. Some of you are already experiencing this, catching yourself in a negative thought and effortlessly transforming it into a positive outlook. It will become more and more natural as the reunification deepens. I need to address something that may be difficult to hear. Not everyone will make this transition consciously. There are souls currently incarnated on Earth who chose before birth to experience this time, but not to ascend with the planet into higher dimensional reality. This is not tragedy. This is not failure. It is the outworking of sovereign choice made at levels beyond the conscious mind's ability to perceive. There will be a period when reality itself seems to fracture. Different people will appear to be living in entirely different worlds, even though they occupy the same physical space. This is the timeline divergence we have spoken of. Those vibrating at lower frequencies of fear and separation will increasingly find themselves in experiences that mirror those frequencies. Those vibrating at higher frequencies of love and unity will find themselves in experiences that mirror those qualities. For those of you holding the bridge, this period will be exhausting. One conversation will flow with ease and joy. The next will feel like speaking a foreign language to someone who cannot hear a word being said. What matters is that you do not collapse back down into the lower frequency to maintain false harmony. What matters is that you remain anchored in your truth, while extending compassion to those who cannot yet see what you see. Here is something crucial that will help you navigate what is coming. I call it the soft power of empathy. As more people have their realities shaken by the revelations and collapses unfolding, they will go through phases of denial, anger, and grief. If you come at them with arguments or try to intellectually convince them of the higher plan, you might trigger more resistance. But if you approach with gentle empathy, listening to their fears, acknowledging their feelings, you create an atmosphere of safety where transformation can begin from within them. Empathy does not mean agreement. You can understand why a person is terrified or lashing out without agreeing with the validity of their fear-based narrative. When someone in your life is triggered or acting out of pain, practice what I call love-based neutrality. This means you hold a compassionate space. You listen, you offer kind words or a calm presence, but you do not absorb their fear nor feel obligated to solve their problem for them. Each soul must face their own mirror now. You cannot do the clearing for them. Your calm presence itself becomes a mirror that reflects back to them their own higher self, somewhere behind the storm of their emotions. It is as if your peaceful vibration says without words, I know there is a wise, strong soul in you capable of getting through this. Most communication is energetic. People feel your vibe more than your words. There will be times when the most empathetic thing you can do is to give someone the dignity of their own process, to silently send them love and trust their soul's knowing, even when you see them making choices that cause suffering. The intervention includes direct energetic support being transmitted to key individuals around the planet. If you have found yourself waking at unusual hours, feeling a presence in your room, experiencing downloads of information during meditation or in that space between sleep and waking, You are likely one of these individuals when you have asked, either consciously or at the soul level, for assistance in fulfilling your mission here. That assistance is being provided. Some of these transmissions come as sudden insights about your life purpose. Others come as healing, as the clearing away of old trauma and programming that has kept your light dimmed. Still others come as activation, as the switching on of abilities that have lain dormant for lifetimes. Abilities like heightened intuition, energetic perception, the capacity to hold and transmute dense frequencies. The councils orchestrating this intervention have been watching Earth for a very long time. They have seen previous attempts at ascension collapse under the weight of manipulation and control by forces that benefit from keeping humanity small and afraid. What is different now is the sheer number of awakened souls incarnated simultaneously. Never before in Earth's history has there been such a concentration of high-frequency consciousness in human form. But there is something else happening that very few are aware of. There is a war being waged in dimensions of reality that exist beyond ordinary perception. Forces that have controlled Earth for millennia through manipulation of energy, through installation of fear-based belief systems, through exploitation of human ignorance. These forces are making their final stand. They know their time is ending. This is why the world feels so chaotic right now. What appears to be random collapse is actually a coordinated clearing. The old structures, the old systems, the old ways of organizing human society around hierarchy and scarcity and competition, all of it is being systematically dismantled by the incompatibility between those low-frequency structures and the high-frequency energies now flooding the planet. Those who have built their power on control are watching their foundations crumble. Financial systems that seemed unshakable are revealing themselves to be houses of cards. Political institutions that claimed authority are being exposed as corrupt and self-serving. Media narratives that shaped consensus reality are losing their hypnotic grip as more and more people wake up to the manipulation. This is the galactic intervention working through human consciousness, through the awakened ones who refuse to continue playing by rules designed to keep them enslaved. What comes next will require you to remain calm and centered while others panic. It will require you to emanate peace while chaos swirls around you. It will require you to trust in a plan that is far larger than anything your linear mind can grasp. There will be moments when events seem to contradict everything I am telling you now. There will be moments when it appears that darkness is winning, that the intervention has failed, that all hope is lost. These moments are tests. The Galactic Councils have run the probabilities. They know what is coming in the weeks and months ahead. What they cannot control is how individual humans respond to these events. That is where you come in. Your response, your frequency, your ability to hold light in the face of apparent darkness. This creates the container within which others can find their way. Let me tell you about the technology being employed by the ships now surrounding your planet. It is consciousness-based technology, systems that operate through focused intention and heart-coherent energy fields. These ships are generating harmonic resonance bubbles, zones of high-frequency energy that overlap and interact to create a planetary grid of light. This grid stabilizes Earth's magnetic field during solar fluctuations, transmutes incoming cosmic rays, and provides a frequency reference point that makes it easier for human consciousness to entrain to higher states. If you have ever felt suddenly uplifted for no apparent reason, if you have experienced moments of profound peace that seem to come from nowhere, you may have passed through one of these harmonic bubbles. The plan is to gradually increase the intensity and coverage of these fields until the entire planet exists within a sustained high-frequency environment. There are specific geographic locations on Earth that serve as anchor points for this grid. Many of you have felt drawn to certain locations without understanding why. Some are well-known sacred sites. Others are ordinary-seeming places that hold extraordinary energetic significance. If you feel called to be in a particular location, if you experience synchronicities pointing you toward a specific geography, trust that guidance. The intervention also involves direct contact with select individuals who have been prepared through lifetimes of incarnation for this specific role. These are the ambassadors, the bridges between human and galactic consciousness. Some of them know who they are. Others do not consciously remember, but are being activated now. What these ambassadors are being told, what is being prepared for, is a time of open contact, not the invasion scenario Hollywood has programmed humanity to fear, but a revealing, a lifting of the quarantine that has kept Earth isolated from the galactic community. This cannot happen all at once. It must be gradual, allowing humanity time to adjust to each new level of disclosure. But make no mistake, it is coming. There is no hierarchy in this work. The soul holding light in a nursing home is as valuable as the one speaking to thousands. The parent raising conscious children is as crucial as the healer clearing trauma. What matters is that each fulfills their unique piece of the larger pattern. I want to speak now about something that will challenge some of your ideas about ascension. There is a belief that ascension means leaving Earth, departing the physical plane for some ethereal paradise. This is a misunderstanding. The ascension we speak of involves bringing heaven to Earth, not escaping Earth for heaven. It involves the full integration of spirit into matter, the sanctification of the physical realm through the anchoring of higher dimensional consciousness. Your body is not a prison to escape from. It is a temple to activate. It is the instrument through which cosmic frequencies are stepped down into a form that can affect material reality. The galactic beings assisting you understand this. They honor the difficulty of maintaining consciousness in such density. As we move deeper into the convergence, you will notice changes in the people around you that cannot be explained by normal psychology. Individuals who have been rigidly locked into fear-based positions will suddenly shift. Relationships that seemed hopelessly broken will heal overnight. Creative breakthroughs will occur with unusual frequency. This is the harmonic resonance field doing its work. There will also be those who resist, who dig in deeper to old patterns as the frequencies rise. The new energies are forcing everything into alignment with its true nature. That which is genuinely of the light will grow brighter. That which is false will become increasingly unstable and visible in its dysfunction. I am aware that some of you are exhausted. The prolonged intensity of holding light in a world that often seems to value darkness has taken a toll. There have been moments when you questioned whether any of this was real, whether the mission you sensed was just fantasy. Hear me clearly, those doubts are not your own. They are energetic assaults designed to weaken your resolve precisely because your light is so threatening to the forces that want to maintain control. The intervention I describe is not coming to save you from the work. It is coming to ensure that your work can succeed. The Galactic Councils are providing air support, energetic cover, strategic intelligence, but the ground war, the actual transformation of human consciousness in the trenches of daily life, that is your sacred task. There are specific abilities being unlocked in many of you now. The ability to perceive energy directly, to sense the truth beneath words and appearances, the ability to transmute dense frequencies through your own energy field, the ability to access information from non-physical sources. These are not supernatural powers. They are your natural inheritance as multidimensional beings. As these abilities activate, there will be temptation to use them for personal gain or to prove your specialness. Resist this temptation. The moment you use sacred gift for ego gratification, you compromise your effectiveness as a clear channel for the higher work. There are plans for a mass sighting event, a moment when ships will appear in your skies in a way that cannot be dismissed or explained away. This will be unmistakable, undeniable, a demonstration of presence that forces the collective consciousness to acknowledge that we are not alone. The purpose of this mass sighting is to shatter the illusion of isolation that has kept humanity trapped in limited thinking. Once the reality of extraterrestrial intelligence is undeniable, the entire framework of human self-perception will shift. Questions about the meaning of life, about human origin and destiny, about the true history of this planet, all of these will demand answers that the old paradigm cannot provide. When that sighting occurs, your role will be critical. Those around you will be looking for explanation, for context, for reassurance. Some will fall into fear. Others will be filled with wonder and hope. Your calm presence, your confident in knowing that this is part of the divine plan for planetary liberation, will provide an anchor for those who might otherwise spiral into panic. The galactic intervention is also occurring in the economic realm. Systems of value and exchange that have been built on exploitation and artificial scarcity are being undermined from within. Technologies that would provide free energy, that would make basic necessities abundant and accessible to all, have been suppressed for decades. The intervention involves ensuring that these technologies can no longer be hidden. This is part of the coordinated effort to dismantle the economic slavery that has kept humanity bound to unnecessary labor and artificial limitation. As abundance becomes the lived reality, the frequency of humanity will naturally rise. The intervention extends into the dream time. During sleep, many of you are being brought to council meetings on ships, to healing temples on higher dimensional Earth, to training facilities where you learn skills and receive information that will be needed in waking life. If you wake feeling more exhausted than when you went to sleep, this may be because your soul has been active in these nighttime missions. As the intervention intensifies, you will find that time itself behaves strangely. Days will seem to disappear. Hours will stretch or compress in ways that feel distinctly non-linear. This is because the old-time matrix is breaking down. Time as you know it is not a fundamental feature of reality. It is a perceptual framework. This can be disorienting. You may find yourself forgetting what day it is, feeling like you are living in a dream rather than solid reality. Ground yourself frequently. Spend time in nature. Physical movement, anything that brings you into your body and into the present moment, will help you navigate these temporal shifts. The Galactic Councils know that this transition is the most challenging thing most of you will ever undertake. They want you to know that they see you, every tear shed in frustration, every moment of standing alone in your truth while others mock or dismiss, every sacrifice made for a purpose that remains largely invisible to the world. All of it is witnessed. You are not here by accident. You are here by choice, by sacred agreement, by recognition that this particular moment in Earth's evolution required the best and brightest souls willing to incarnate into extreme density for the purpose of transformation. Before you were born into this body, you underwent extensive preparation. You were shown what you would face, the challenges and the suffering, the loneliness and the doubt, and still you volunteered. The intervention is designed to honor your yes, to ensure that your willingness to serve results in the transformation you came to anchor. This is what divine support looks like, not the removal of challenge, but the guarantee that the challenge serves growth rather than destruction. As we approach the culmination of this phase, as the multiple vectors of galactic assistance converge with human awakening, you will begin to see evidence that cannot be ignored. Technologies emerging that should not be possible. Mass healings occurring that defy medical explanation. Solutions to seemingly intractable problems appearing as if downloaded from some cosmic database. This is what breakthrough looks like. This is what happens when a species reaches the critical mass of awakened consciousness needed to interface with galactic intelligence. Earth is graduating. Humanity is stepping into its cosmic inheritance. And you, dear ones, you who have held the vision and the frequency through the darkest hours, you are the midwives of this birth. The intervention I speak of is not separate from you. It is flowing through you. Every awakened soul is a point of contact, a living bridge between worlds. The ships in your skies, the councils in session, the frequencies flooding your planet. All of this is in service to what you are becoming, to the emergence of a new human, capable of conscious co-creation, with forces that have seemed supernatural, only because they were operating beyond the narrow bandwidth of perception allowed in the old reality. We want to honor every single soul who has stepped into Destiny Engine. With every activation, the current grows. What began as a personal tool has become a planetary force. We are now moving as one, and the frequency you've created together is amplifying far beyond the individual. We're receiving updates daily, manifestations speeding up, impossible doors opening, synchronicities lining up with cosmic precision. The collective field is so charged that some are describing it as bending the fabric of reality itself. If you haven't yet experienced it, the entry point is almost laughably simple. Put on your headphones, press play, allow Destiny Engine to rewrite the architecture of your consciousness, so you can fully receive your galactic downloads without resistance. For just $1, you can step into this field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension. Step into the stream of Destiny Engine today. Link in the description. That old reality is dying. Its death throes may look like chaos. They may generate fear in those who cannot see beyond the collapse to the renaissance being born in the same moment. But you are not those people. You are the ones who volunteered to stand at the threshold, to hold the door open between what was and what is becoming, to light the way for others still stumbling in darkness. The galactic intervention is real. It is here. It is you. And together, we are ensuring that Earth's ascension succeeds, that humanity claims its rightful place among the star nations, and that the great experiment in consciousness that has been playing out on this beautiful blue planet reaches the triumphant conclusion that was always its highest potential. I am Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you. The reunion draws near,